All right.
What's up, coaches? Welcome to Module 5. This is Coach Mohan from Finesse Basketball, giving you game. This is super important. Module 5 is about rotations, okay? Rotations, okay? Right, so again, on a team, we have a maximum 12 players. We have a maximum 12 players, right? If we want to have more players, so 13 to 15, that's going to be kids that are like prep for rep. Think university, essentially like a red shirt, right? 13 to 15, those are essentially red shirts for us. We only have 12 players. Why do we want 12 players on the team, right? It's because we want to maximize their ability to get on the court, okay? If we have 13, 14, 15 players, how many players typically play every game for us? 10. That's our 10-man rotation, right? The only time, so 10 guys play every single game, right? And coaches, 10 guys have to play significant minutes. They can't just play, you have 5 guys playing 90% of the minutes and then the other 5 are playing 10% of the minutes. That does not work in finesse basketball. Generally, you want, I like to break it down simple, right? Again, I said it in the last video. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and then we have the fourth quarter, right? My starters, I like them to play basically, I would say, 60 to 70% of the minutes. I would say 60, so starters are playing 60% of the minutes. Bench is playing, let's say, 40%. Right, depending on a game, if a game is a tighter game, if there's a tighter game, this can potentially go up to 70%, right? And then this could maybe go down to 30%, generally for games. If it's playoffs, if it's not equal play, this formula kind of goes out the window. Playoffs is purely winning. You're gonna have to switch some things up, but even in playoffs, you want to be able to play 10, right? But again, playoffs, this formula kind of goes out the window. You're going to play whoever's performing the best, right? Whether it's your starters or your bench. Now, that being said, okay, the 10 players that you have playing, the first quarter, maybe the starters are playing, it's 8-minute quarters. There's 4 8-minute quarters. Your starters are maybe playing 5 to 6 minutes. Your bench comes in, they play 2 to 3 to finish off the first quarter. You leave your bench in for the second quarter. Now they're playing another 2-3 minutes, and now your starters are finishing off the last 6 minutes of the second quarter. And then you do the same thing in the third and the fourth. Starters play the first 5 to 6. Bench comes in to finish the third quarter, 2 to 3 minutes. They stay in to begin the fourth quarter for the first 2 to 3 minutes, and then your starters kind of finish the game. Again, this can range and fluctuate depending on the game that you're in. But that's the general formula. As a finesse basketball coach, bro, you have to play 10. It is an asset for your team to play 10 throughout the season. Because now, guess what happens? If all 10 players are getting solid minutes, all 10 players are getting better, right? The other 2 players, they only come in. So these guys only come in when we're either up 20 points or down 20 points. Super important to note, right? But the last 2 players and also these extra 2 players in the rotation, they can crack top 10. If they're practicing harder than everybody else and they're putting in that work, we want to be able to reward them. For finesse basketball, I really mean this. I hate politics. I've hated it as a player. Some of you coaches might have dealt with that. Politics is probably the worst thing. That's what I'm trying to root out with our program. So what that means is, if the 2 players that are like the 11 and 12 man on the roster, if they're playing better than the bench or the starters, they can bump their spots. Reward guys that come to practice. Reward guys that are giving you those 3 core principles: high level energy, high-level communication and intense effort, right? Obviously, performance matters. It's gonna be able to help you in that decision, but reward the guys that are doing the things that you need, right? So again, the extra 2 guys only come in when we're up 20 or down 20. But guess what? Because we only have 12 players on the roster anyways, a lot of times one kid will be missing for a game or 2 kids will be missing. These guys are going to get opportunities, right? So that's the beautiful thing of having 12 on the roster. But again, every single game we want to play 10, and we want to be able to press full court because we have the numbers. We're going to use our guys, and because you're using all of your guys, all 10 players are going to trend upward. They're going to be getting better. So if each individual is getting better on your team, guess what happens to your entire unit? Your entire unit gets better. So but by the time you get to playoffs, your team is going to be much better for it. And you're going to be a lot more successful playing 10. It is a massive asset. You want to be able to develop all 12. And that is a signature of a great coach. Not a coach that just develops the 2-3 best players, a coach that can develop all 12 on their team. So that is module 5, which has to deal with rotations.